fears are growing over the rise of what are called marathon mortgages, where you take out a mortgage of up to 40 years.
Yes, but the trouble is people are getting their first homes much later in life and securing longer mortgage terms, which means that many retirees will not be able to make their payments amid high interest rates and inflation.
Yeah. Think about it. You take that mortgage out and you might be
40.
30. Yeah, so I was thinking 35 or whatever, and then, you know, you're expected to take it until mid-70s with no earnings, whatever. Consumer and retail expert Kate Hardcastle can tell us more on this one. I mean, I suppose, why grant them, Kate? Why grant a 40-year mortgage to someone in their mid-30s or later?
Well, good morning. I think they're granting them, because a lot of the time this is people's first brick on the property ladder and they're not having any other choice. So do you let people have a mortgage at 33, 35 or say that's it, you're never going to be able to buy a house or a home? I think it's understandable why it's happened. But with the average age, obviously, at 33 now for first-time buyers coming onto the market, if you've got a 40-year mortgage, you're going to be 73, and that means you've got to do some really decent financial planning to make sure you're going to be in a position and have the comfort that you want in life to be paying mortgage payments still at 73 years old.
And there'll be few people who'll be able to, as you say, take those financial steps along the way. And so therefore there is this fear of some sort of retirement crisis in relation to housing.
That's exactly right, because I think many of us have this idyllic view of what we'd like to do in retirement. We know that the figures are around 20 to 30,000 needed per person if you want what's classed as a moderate lifestyle for income then. It goes up to 50 plus if you want a couple of holidays a year in there. But all of those figures are always calculated when you're doing your planning on not having a major rent or mortgage payment to deal with at that time. We know that interest rates are peaking. We saw that at the end of 2022. We know we've got more to come this year. A lot of people tussling themselves trying to find a payable and affordable remortgage if they're coming to the end of their mortgage terms, and just looking at the basics right here, right now, which is understandable. What can I afford to do when fuel costs and food prices are going up so much? But if you don't have that big financial plan ahead, Isabel, that's the challenge. You know, right now and right here isn't going to help you deal with logistics. And a lot of people, I think, are saying, look, perhaps when I'm older, I can make bigger payments off this. Great to do in an ideal world, but is that realistically going to happen?
Especially with artificial intelligence coming to take jobs away from people, having job security, that will be a big factor. Having your health is a big factor as well, because you don't bank on that being taken away. But the thing that gets me, Kate, is that the inertia from government and politicians in general. We have a story today about rents rising above £1,000 all around the country on average today. And we know there is not enough housing stock in the whole country. And to build more houses would bring the price of houses down, it would bring the price of mortgages down, the price of rent down. And yet it does not happen. What are we storing up here?
You're absolutely right to point out that the medicine to this isn't good enough in terms of people just being able to find a mortgage or a rent that's payable. It's about trying to create the situation where we ease it out by having more stock. By more stock, we need more affordable housing, full stop, everywhere across the UK. And we heard that when the Tories came to party, we would have an amount of houses built. They're not at that amount yet because we know they've been dealing with other issues, COVID, etc. But this has to be a focus of the government from now in. We have a rent crisis going on. Average rent, we heard this morning, going up £120 per month, Eamon. 120 quid per month, that's a lot to tussle with. So what you're looking at, a change of area, maybe a change of size of property. We know mortgage rates are going up. And you get it all on all sides. So it's about being financially viable yourself and visible to what's happening. But really, the big change is going to be more affordable housing for us all to be able to select from. That's going to ease the situation and the heat.